Okay, as you can see, this is a generator. It runs on electric or battery. So right now on this test we're using an outlet. Is right now, as you can see, it's 190 watts, and you can see the amperage using is 2.5 amp, and the voltage is at 116. Okay, that's the input. That's the one gonna power the motor. And you can see it's using right now 186, and you can see the RPM right now is 600 RPM. Okay, and over the red meter here is a DC output. Right now it produces about 360 volt. And the orange meter, you can see it right now, it's an AC output. It's 266 volt each phase. Okay, now let's take a look at the amperage. At 6, as you can see, about 23 amp, 0.6. Okay, to do that, because it is an AC generator, 3-phase, so we have the rectifier right over there, convert 3-phase AC to a DC, so you can have both. Later on we're going to see the amperage of the DC, but right now you only can see right now it's AC right now. We're going to switch it later. So right now we're gonna increase double the speed. Okay, and you can see the RPM moving up pretty fast. 7100, 800 RPM, 900, 1000, 1100, and they settle down at 1150. Okay, as you can see, the amperage on the AC output is about 40 amp. Let's take a look at the voltage. You're looking at 500 volt AC each phase. On the red one, the DC is 680 volt. Okay, and on the input, the AC, you're looking at 400 amp. And let's check again on the amperage. It's a little bit around 5 amp, and the voltage is 115. Okay, now let's get back to the wattage again. 400. Okay, on the AC output, take a look at the hertz. Right now do 461 hertz. Okay, so if you do the math, you take 500 volt right here, you time by 40 amp, it's 20 kilowatt. Okay, which is 20,000 watts, which is a lot more than the input, about 400 watts. Remember, this is just no load. On the AC, I mean the DC output, you can see 678 volt. Next thing, because we're dealing with high power, I'm gonna have to shut off, and then because this meters, the amperage only handle 5. The orange one, I'm gonna switch it over so we can see how much is the amperage on the DC size. Okay, because I have to combine 3-phase into one. All right, I'm not gonna shut it up. I'm gonna shut it up. You can see everything is to 0 except for the input. Now again, take a look at 600 RPM, the DC is about 360, okay? And the amperage, you're looking at 143 amp, 144 amp. You see that? Okay, now I'm gonna increase the speed higher, double. Now, as you can see, the amperage is going up over 200 volt, over 200 amp, 260 amp. Okay, let's take a look at the voltage. Yes, 686. And you can see it's tremendous. This power we can charge electric car on the run or parking, because we're only using 400 watts for input. Okay, again, $686 amperage again, 266 amp. So definitely, you can get a lot more than you put in, okay? And I don't know, you can see the okay, this is just the data. And you can see the whole unit. The actual prototype, this is just a prototype, but once finished product, it's going to be half of the size. You can see really quiet. This I'm closing up, and I'm about 10 feet away from it right now. I'm walking through it. You can see how quiet that is. Like you're running a little drill. Again, voltage 680 DC. Output, amperage, 5 amp. Voltage, 115. I can push it a little bit over. You can see the wire. Hook it up. Okay. Hook it up to the outlet. Okay. So if you want to run off-grid, then you need a battery bank. The battery bank will convert some of it to AC by inverter. You know, just take a 1500 watt inverter and use the battery, and then you can power the motor or generator, and which produce a lot more than what you need. See, battery switch it, see, DC, the amperage. Yeah, 264 amp. This is incredible efficiency. And remember, the AC is 500 amp, 500 volt, 40 amp, each phase. So you gotta do multiply by 3. All right, bye-bye.